crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Good morning, Bix Weir, roadrooter.com with your morning harnesses, your sip of chaga coffee. The world's going crazy right now. Silver is looking good. Silver is looking strong. Remember, Bank of America needs to slam silver down before Wednesday and Thursday. And so far, no good. They tried the other day, got nothing out of it. Remember, somebody has to take the other side of the slam. The key is the 200-day, 100-day, and 50-day moving averages, all around 24. Right now, silver's at $25.63. Gotta love that. I am not counting my chickens. I am saying, hey, there is some strong hand behind silver. It's not back in 2021, when silver ran up to $30. They were going for a one-time spike. And that's not a good way to take down the cabal. Slow and steady wins the race. One of the biggest things happening right now is the collapsing of the commodity markets, up, down, sideways. Commodity markets are the anti-fiat money system, the anti-bank, and the bankers fund these guys, the commodity traders. I remember talking to the father of a girl I liked, and we were dating back in, this is like the mid 80s, and he was highly connected with the Federal Reserve System. He hated commodity dealers. I wasn't part of silver or anything back then. I was just a college student. But he hated commodity dealers, brokers, anybody who bought commodities, he thought were the slime of the earth. Why? Because they are the anti-dollar, the anti-fiat money system. They're real assets, especially in your own possession. The problem is all the commodity brokers play in leverage, like massive leverage, beyond massive leverage you've never heard of. And it's all done with the big guys behind the scenes to control prices because of the fiat monetary system. You have to control commodity prices if you are going to run a fiat monetary system. If you control prices of commodities, then you can do anything you want. You can print quadrillions of dollars. You can run modern monetary theory, the MMT people. You can do anything you want because it won't be affected in the price of things you buy. The minute you lose control of that, it's over. And that's where we are. We are looking at massive problems. Like the latest was mega emergency unfolds at the world's top coffee growers as fertilizer costs spike. So coffee is going through the roof. Oil is going through the roof. Everything's going through the roof except gold and silver, because ultimately they're the final ones. That's the nail in the coffin. So Zoltan Pozsar, we all talked to him quite a bit about him. He said 3 weeks back that it's going to be a margin call doom loop. And these margin calls will be with the big commodity dealers. It is happening now. We are seeing all kinds of commodity brokers start to go to central banks and say, "Oh my God, we've been cut off. We've been cut off from the banking system. We need to increase the amount of collateral coverage we have." Things are blowing up. Last week we reported that Bloomberg News, that one of the largest independent energy merchants, the secretive Trafigura. How many times have we been talking about Trafigura? Trafigura is the commodity arm of Mark Rich. Mark Rich, who's dead now, but he was the number one commodity trader in the world by far. He was America's most wanted for years. Clinton pardoned him because he helped the strong dollar policy. He rigged the prices of everything to help the strong dollar policy. How do you have a strong dollar if all the other commodities are going through the roof? Mark Rich worked with the Clinton administration, so he got his pardon. Anyway, Mark Rich in the 90s split off his company, Rich and Associates, I think was the name, into two groups. One was the legit group, which was Glencore, one of the largest mining companies in the world right now, and not only mining, but also oil, grains, you name it. And the second was a company called Trafigura, which was a private company. So that was the idea. You have two arms colluding together, obviously. Half the traders went to Glencore, half the traders went to Trafigura. They colluded every day. Glencore or Trafigura could do the more shady stuff, whereas Glencore was the upstanding citizen. Look, we're producing these metals, and then Trafigura would play off that. And they would collude together to tighten or expand the volume of commodities to help the derivative game, because they were both massively in derivatives. Right now, these two companies are failing. It is gigantic. Anyway, the world's largest independent energy merchants, the secretive Trafigura, which trades hundreds of billions in commodities every year. Hundreds of billions in commodities. How can you be secretive and trade hundreds of billions of commodities in commodities? Was facing margin calls in the billions of dollars that meant the commodity margin call doom loop idea floated more than 3 weeks ago by Pozar, who warned that commodity traders and clearinghouses could be facing a liquidity crisis of historic proportions. Was coming true, and despite Barclays' earnest attempts to minimize its impact, could threaten broader financial stability and was manifesting itself in a broad liquidity squeeze, which could be observed in the surge in such unsecured funding markets as the FRA-OIS. This was the start, because the very next day, Zoltan Pozar was proven correct again. After FT reported that Europe's largest energy traders have taken the place of Europe's insolvent banks in calling on governments and central banks to provide emergency assistance to avert a cash crunch, as sharp price moves triggered by the Ukraine crisis strain commodity markets. Yes, that's what happens when a margin call doom loop goes global. The FT wrote in a letter it had seen the European Federation of Energy Traders, a trade body that counts BP, Shell, and commodity traders, Vitol, and margin call stricken Trafigura as members, said the industry needed, quote, time-limited emergency liquidity support to ensure that wholesale gas and power markets continued to function. This is over every commodity. Just as a side, Glencore currently owns 60% of all zinc, all tradable zinc, and 50% of all tradable copper. And yes, they have mines, but they're in deep shit. They are selling off properties. This is Glencore, not the secretive Trafigura that has all the dirty derivatives. Well, Glencore has dirty derivatives as well, but Trafigura is all they play in is dirty derivatives and market rigging. They are in deep doo-doo. Deep. I wouldn't be surprised if when Rostin Behnam, we have the tools to tamp down the silver price. I wouldn't be surprised if they went to Trafigura, because obviously the Biden administration is in bed with the Clinton administration, in bed with the Obama administration. That's what they do. They go back to their old games. And if their old game was dealing with Trafigura, aka Mark Rich and company, then they might have gotten themselves into a monster pickle. And now they want the central banks to bail us out. This is the end game, my friends. Hang on to your hats. Where will silver go? I think at first run, after it breaks $50, it'll flop around for maybe a couple weeks before it hits $600. The markets will be stopping all that, and then we're looking at a force majeure. Now, if the bad guy bankers do a force majeure before silver breaks $50, that's a different deal. Then it will never open again. The price of silver will be unknown for a long time. That's what I'd rather have. Instead of $600 silver, it's like, who cares what the price is at $600? You can't get it anymore. And the COMEX will basically shut down because everybody will remove their metal. A lot of the manufacturers who need silver, for example, Tesla and Apple, hold their metal in the COMEX warehouses. And they remove it when they need it. And absolutely, watch Elon Musk, who works with Glencore, by the way. I've been diving into that. I'm meeting with Jenny Moonstone today. We're going to talk about all the Glencore stuff, Trafigura stuff, and Tesla. How deep into silver futures options, front running, working with Glencore to try to get a handle on metal out of the ground. How deep is Tesla with that, and is it going to work? Jenny has a real good connection with Elon Musk, so to speak, spiritual connection. So we're going to talk about that along with other stuff that is going to help Roto-Rooter members get through the shit. Right now, all eyes are on this, which is the quarterly OCC report on derivative trading. They're supposed to come out any day with a new quarterly report for December of last year. Now, this is the silver. Well, it's all other precious metals besides gold, but the vast majority of this is silver. And as you can tell, over the last 3 years, they've been using derivatives to control the price of silver. That's why it's more than doubled in the past 3 years, the amount of derivatives thrown at silver, and silver still won't get thrown down into the basement. I'm telling you right now, silver's going up over 600, 800, and then who knows? I say 1-to-1 with gold, and gold will probably go to 5,000, 10,000. If you don't have silver in your possession, get it now. Go to your local coin shop. Right now, all it needs to do is break 30, then 50. And it's running today again. Bank of America hates this. They have 1, 2, 3, 5 days left to get the price into something manageable. Or the good guys could just run it now and destroy Bank of America and then destroy all banking. Because Bank of America is too big to fail bank. And there will be no bailouts, mind you. There will be no bailouts. All these trading houses, commodity trading houses, are asking for bailouts now. And central banks are saying, no, we're not going to do it. And you know Congress won't be able to do it. Congress isn't even really in session. I don't believe that anything they do right now is meaningful at all. They can't get anybody approved. As of Thursday. As of Thursday, the CFTC will only have one commissioner out of 5. Only one, Rostin Behnam. And the Fed is missing a couple Fed board members. This is not a truly functioning government system we have. It's a fraud. But hey, we play the game because we're in the game. If you want to get out of the game, grab your gold, silver, and cryptos and get yourself a nice lawn chair and sit on the sidelines and watch this insanity happen. Gold up 49 cents right now and running. This is if it goes over 30, goodbye Bank of America, and then what? So I do expect them to tamp it down by next Wednesday, but who knows? We'll find out. And again, everybody I know who really analyzes silver is waiting for the OCC report for the fourth quarter of last year. I expect the amount of silver that Bank of America has in the derivative position to go down because they had a 25 million ounce derivative on the COMEX that they paid in physical metal. So they usually, I'd say 10-to-1 leverage. Could be that Bank of America has whittled down its 800 million ounce silver OTC short position, or the lease position, quite a bit. Maybe 100 million ounces from the 800. But they're still in deep shit. And we all know what happened after they made that delivery. The next quarter was the big movement, shall we say. All right, that's where we are. Again, the trading houses are going down. The commodity prices are surging. And just more proof that Glencore, one of the largest mining companies in the world, is in deep trouble. They're selling off very important mines. They sold one in Bolivia for $100 million. And then they just announced the sale of, it's called CSA Copper Mine in Australia for over $1 billion. So Glencore is knee-deep in margin calls right now. They're selling off assets, and this is the time when it gets crazy. All right, as for cryptos, they're doing well, holding strong. Bitcoin at 43, we like to see that. Again, cryptos are the future. Silver is going to be the reconciliation of past price suppression for the past 170 years. I would highly suggest getting at least 50-50 cryptos and silver in your own possession. If you don't have a local silver dealer, you can call mine, Andy Scheckman. Send him an email, Andy, A-N-D-Y, @milesfranklin.com. And I don't know what he has in inventory, but only buy what they have in inventory. Now is not the time to wait around for a month for your silver. Ask what he's got in inventory, buy what you need. I hear the Silver Eagle premium on wholesale level is $10 to $11, which is completely ridiculous. completely illegal as far as the U.S. Mint rationing the silver eagles. That's not part of the law. And again, the laws are being thrown out these days in the financial world. But yeah, silver eagles, that means like $12, $13 and a premium above spot price if the dealer even has them to sell retail, which is crazy. That's like 50% of the cost, 50% above the criminal COMEX cost. Now it's fallen all apart. And if you've been on the road to Ruta long enough, you've seen this document. It's called Banking Basics from the Fed Boston. And it talks about this. This is the publication that got posted to the website the same day that the Road to Ruta COMEX got posted to the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston website. On January 1st, 2007, shows Ruta, a cartoon about going back to a gold standard. And then it has a teacher's guide called The Road to Ruta. And then it came out with this thing. Both those had red exclamation points after them. But Banking Basics was also in there, which was a redo of a 1987 pamphlet. And it talks about why banks fail. It talks about the crashing of commodities. And it talks about the crashing of the housing industry, which we talked about the other day. Yes, Evergrande is going to be front and center in the news over the next 2 months. The largest asset class in the world is not commercial real estate, but residential. So keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that. And by the way, did you see in this comic book here, I have the other picture brought up. Page 32 is this picture of the Fed with the sun shining and the door open. And this is what they were talking about. This is the Gold Antitrust Action Committee painting with the Fed shrouded in darkness with GATA. That's Bill Murphy right there. And I'm one of these guys down here. I don't know which one I am. Charging the Fed. The doors are closed. We are going to open it, spread the sunshine, and then this comes out from the Fed. Again, look at those. There's the new one with the Road to Ruta documents, and there's the old one. New one, old one. Pretty cool, huh? Anyway, again, I'll be talking to Jenny Moonstone this morning and posting that for private road members. Also, we have our last Freedom Roadshow show this Saturday. This Saturday in Albuquerque. Go check it out. And on the private road, we'll be posting all the show replays in the, let's see where it would be. Road show. Oh, it's on the private road. So it's on the private road right under, where is it? Right here. Freedom Roadshow shows. So we're going to post them all there. If you want tickets for the Saturday show, click on Roadshow at the top of the website, the roadtoruta.com website. Down at the bottom there, click on Albuquerque, and we'll be at the Salt Yard West. It was changed from Salt Yard East. It is now the Salt Yard West. Make sure you go to the same one. It's the other side of town. 3700 Ellison Drive Northwest in Albuquerque. And again, we start at 2 o'clock and go till 6. And it's going to be a blast. Ken Swartz from Purple Power C60 will be there, who's going to talk to us about Purple Power C60 and how much you need that in your prepper kit. To get it, go to affiliates on the top left, and it's the first one there. Click on Purple Power C60 and you can find out more information on that. All right. I'll talk to you guys later.